So here's the thing, Adam.
What's that, Liz?
Typically, we start this thing, and it frightens you. Like it's a little sudden for you. So let's just ease gently into it today. Tea with the lads.
Sparkles.
I can make that happen.
Sunshine.
If you're seeing sparkles on the screen right now, it's because I made it happen. If you're not seeing sparkles right now, it's because I'm lazy and I couldn't be bothered. Tea with the lads, welcome.
Hi, everybody.
How are you doing? We're doing good, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely we are.
We got a fine cup of tea today.
Yeah.
I'm presuming that this time you're not going to let us down and you've already got the tea brewed and in your
ready
mug,
to go.
And you're just ready to go.
Yeah.
What else has been going on?
Well, it's me and the band went to we were in Omaha last weekend, played some pre-St. Patrick's Day gigs down there.
Now, I happen to have known you long enough that you guys do well in Omaha.
Yeah, Omaha's always good.
Yeah.
Omaha's a good time. It's worth going down there and traveling through all the snow and all the Iowa to get there. You know,
all of the.
But always really good people. Great crowds at the Dubliner in Omaha where we play.
Yeah.
And people come from all over to see us, and it's always fun.
So pre-St. Patrick's Day shows, meaning that St. Patrick's Day you'll be where?
Well, St. Patrick's Day itself will be here in Minneapolis. We've got stuff leading up to that because it's a one-day holiday, so it takes like a month. But we're all busy, right? So
yeah,
St. Patrick's Day itself will be at a place called the Apostle Supper Club in downtown St. Paul, Minnesota.
Awesome. I have
which starts
never
at
heard
noon.
of that. I've never heard of it.
Brand new. It's actually it's modeled on like an old school like Midwestern supper club, which I didn't experience growing up at all because when we moved to the Midwest, that was not, I don't think, a thing anymore. But it harkens back to these old days of these supper clubs that people used to really like to go to. And it serves tiki drinks, which is a thing I'm really into. So I'm really excited about that.
That's awesome.
So we'll be there at noon to 4, like right after the St. Patrick's Day parade gets over. And then at 8:30 that night, we'll be at O'Donovan's downtown Minneapolis.
It gets busy, man.
How about you? What are you up to?
Just as busy.
Yeah.
I think I'm hanging out with Pete McCauley.
Nice.
At the Landmark Center at noon.
Okay, sure.
And then I think he and I are playing up at Charlie's in Stillwater, which is a place that the Hounds of Finn used to play like all the time. Mm-hmm. So Pete McCauley and I are up there for that. And then the Rocket Soul Choir are at Morrissey's.
Oh, fantastic.
From 9:30 until like 1:30.
9:30 until it gets too stupid.
I will be wrecked.
Yeah.
I'll be absolutely messed up.
Yep.
And I always say, I'm not going to be busy. And then I am.
I know. But it's kind of the way it has to be done. I like to say, I love that St. Patrick's Day comes around once a year. I'm really glad it comes around once a year. It's awesome, and I will be very tired, but it'll be worth it.
And I never had St. Patrick's Day back home.
No.
I grew up in a place called Monkstown. Shout out to anybody that even remotely knows where that is. St. Patrick's Day wasn't even, I don't think, a big thing in Belfast.
Right.
Anyway, never mind coming from the north of the city and not experiencing it.
Right.
So I had nothing.
Not a lot of wearing of the green where you're
Not
from.
a lot of wearing of the green. Not really.
Yeah.
So it wasn't much to me, and it wasn't until I started working in the early 90s, started working on the Lower Ormo Road, that I started to experience
the Hatfield and the rest of it.
The Hatfield.
Yeah.
The Hatfield.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
I only got into trouble there once. The fact they even let me into the Hatfield bar, I have absolutely no idea. So what was St. Patrick's Day like for you?
Nothing like that.
Good.
I grew up, obviously I'm American, and it's a very different thing, St. Patrick's Day here in America, even than in Ireland, really. I've experienced both many times, and over here it's just, it's silly.
Insanity.
It's insanity.
That's what it is.
And you don't experience that in Ireland, really. With all the parades and the partying and what have you. But I grew up in an Irish Catholic family. We're mostly of Irish extraction, so that's kind of how we always identified. Americans are always from somewhere else. but it does make sense if you think about it. And I remember, you know what, honestly, one of my favorite memories of St. Patrick's Day as a kid, my favorite sandwich as a kid was an egg salad sandwich.
Okay.
And my mom on St. Patrick's Day, packing my lunch for school, would dye my egg salad green.
I love that.
And I got stick for it. Like,
really?
You wouldn't believe. Oh, yeah, kids are cruel. You know, they're like, oh my God, what is that?
I would think that was awesome.
I did think it was awesome, and it saddened me that they made fun of me for it. But you know what, Mom? I love you for it. Thanks for doing that. And I really always enjoyed that on St. Patrick's Day.
My mom used to send me to school with cold sausages.
That's even better.
It was just fine.
Right. So St. Patrick is my patron saint. My middle name is Patrick.
Yes.
And so I would get cards in the mail with money. And none of my brothers and sisters got money for their patron saint.
Why didn't you call me Patrick? I would have got cards in the mail with money. Oh my gosh. That's funny.
Yeah, so that was fun. I always enjoyed St. Patrick's Day, and it's been years since I have. Because I'm so busy.
Yeah, we're busy.
Traveling, and you know, the gigs we've played over the years have been crazy. We were in the Middle East twice over St. Patrick's Day, know, touring over there, and it was like, you know, it was just mental. No sleep, quick, on the ground, go, and then you're gone again. Yeah. And, so I'm looking forward to spending it here in Minneapolis, St. Paul. We haven't done that in a long time. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
So that leads us into St. Patrick's Day is obviously next week, but we just wanted to give you a heads up in case you didn't know it was St. Patrick's Day.
Or maybe you're from Monkstown.
Or maybe you're from Monkstown.
Realize it was happening.
And we wanted to give you a chance to kind of think about that. But we are going to play...
A song.
We're
going to play an awesome song by an incredible Irish singer-songwriter, balladeer, named Damien Dempsey, whom I recently discovered that both Leslie and I really enjoy. I didn't even know you were into Damo. I absolutely adore Damien Dempsey and have for years and years and years. And I don't think anybody sort of speaks about modern day post-Celtic Tiger Ireland better than Damien Dempsey does.
His storytelling is something else. He sucks you right into the songs. For those of you that don't know him, heavy North Dublin accent, and that it lends weight to the characters that he's got in his songs. That sucks you right in.
Yeah, I mean, excuse me. He doesn't always sing about pretty things. His Ireland is very real, and it's very visceral. It's very inner city, and it's very plagued with problems,
heroin and homelessness,
and violence. And he grew up around all of that. He was a boxer. He was an amateur boxer, and was kind of your stereotypical hard man, wasn't he?
Yeah, he really was. And I think that's kind of one of the things that sort of attracted me was. It's hard for me to see that pathway from someone like Damien, who was, a street fighter, and he was getting himself into trouble when he was a teenager, an actual hard man, someone that, even now,
someone you sing about in songs.
If I met him in an alleyway, I'd be a little wary. He's built pretty tight.
Oh, he's a big boy.
And how he goes from that to being this great storyteller, this great bard, essentially, is fascinating to me.
It's a totally different path, and I think if you get started on that path as a kid, if you get started down the path towards violence and sort of physical, whatever, then it's hard, I think, for some people to get off that, and that's how you end up in jail.
Yeah,
a lot
exactly.
of times. And so for Damo to kind of switch gears and move in a more positive direction, I think, that's awesome.
And one of his big things is definitely wanting to influence kids, have younger people think about what the characters in these songs, and just second guess their choices.
Right. This guy's got something to say.
Yeah, he knows how to belt it, that guy.
Yeah, we're going to belt it for you. This is St. Patrick's Day, Damien Dempsey, St. Patrick's Day. This is his... this is what it means to him, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
I guess.
St. Patrick's Day. And for those guitar players out there, I'm in the demo tuning, I call it, which is
it's a little different than what I'm doing.
A little different. We just drop our E strings down to D and play like that, and it has a real kind of Damien Dempsey quality to it, which is awesome.
Burning holes in his guitar.
Right. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Sings wonderfully, lamenting melodies. Then Daddy comes home from work. He falls in and goes berserk. The priest calls around for tea. He always seems so terribly lonely. Talks of industrial school. Then he looks at me so cruel on Paddy's Day when he marched in America. On Paddy's Day when he danced down Cricklewood Way. On Paddy's Day when he sang round Botany Bay. On Paddy's Day, my sanity I'll pay. Death of the black and tans, so did our Uncle Dan. Then there was Civil War, and we never saw Dan anymore. We all have to walk to Cove. A family of 14, both young and old. Transport of poverty to a new man at ditch across the sea. On Paddy's Day, we marched in America. On Paddy's Day, well, they danced down Cricklewood Way. On Paddy's Day, they sang around Botany Bay. On Paddy's Day, my sanity I'll pay. St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day. On Patrick's Day. On Patrick's Day.
That's a belter.
It is a belter. You all right? You all right?
I need some more tea.
I need some more tea for that. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We hope that next week you have a great St. Patrick's Day, no matter who you are or where you are. Stay safe out there because it's bonkers.
La Fela Parig Shonachriv.
There you are.
I think.
What he said.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
See ya. Nice job.